The village was on the back of a giant turtle. The turtle takes us south across the sea. Welcome back to IronFury Plays Golden Axe, and today we are on Stage 3, and we start off with a couple of enemies here, and a blue dragon for us to take. And now it's time to go back and forth and just fry these people, because that is fun. Anyway, when we get up here, we're going to see this pit. You don't jump at all. You just dash across just like that. Very easy. We have these two ladies here. We're just going to fry them with the goddamn dragon. Because why not? It's what we do. Now, after we beat them, we have these two guys come out who resemble the Bad Brothers. They're just palette swaps. I think they're slightly stronger, but not all that much. Anyway, I forget their actual names, though. They're like lieutenants or something in Death Adder's army. From this point on, all the bosses have, like, actual rank. So, yeah. Well, all the big bosses like this. We're gonna see another one in a bit. This is not the actual boss, this is just a mini-boss. And fun fact about Stage 3, if you're playing beginner mode, this would be the final level you play, and you would actually face Death Adder Jr. at the end of the level. There's nothing really important about beginner mode. That's the only unique thing, and after you beat that, it just says play the regular game. So, this is the setting for the boss here. And first off, we have to fight these regular guys in gold armor first. Nothing particularly important about them. They're just kind of here to give us a bit of a warm-up. And then the real boss comes out. This is the first of the bitter bosses. Because their name is actually bitter. And by the way, since I had full magic, this is my level 3 spell. It basically has lightning come down on each of the enemies on screen. I don't know if there's an actual limit to how many enemies it will attack. I think it's 4. But it's fairly powerful. But this guy is easy to take out. Just do the rolling attack a bunch of times. You cannot really fight him close range because he will just take big swings at you. But otherwise, he's not too bad. And I got some health back for good measure from the bonus stage. We have gone in close vicinity of the castle, but the way is packed by enemy lines. We must dare the Fiend's path to reach the castle. And that is the next stage, Stage 4, the Fiend's path. And this is one of the harder levels of the game, and you'll see why in a bit. But right now we got these guys here, the regular mooks in red. Very easy to take out. These guys are dumb. Okay, first off, this guy, we're gonna make him kill himself. Oh yeah, the hitbox can be a little wonky here. But, anyway, I'm just gonna stand here. See, one of the guys just killed himself. But you can really abuse the hitboxes in this game. Like, for example, while I'm doing this, there's also a way to essentially infinitely attack until they are dead. It requires, like, super precision when it comes to the hitboxes, but it's possible and easily abusable. And the enemies can abuse it too. So, this level has a lot of skeletons, and I didn't really talk about them in the last video, but skeletons are probably the most annoying enemy in this game of the regular enemies. They have a lot of HP, they hit very hard, and they tend to double team you a lot if there's a lot of them. Yeah, see, he already took 1 bar of health with just 1 swipe. Skeletons will eventually become, like, the enemy of choice that bosses like to have with them. By themselves, they're not too bad. It's when you have, like, whole groups of them that they become a real pain in the ass. Now I'm gonna take on this thief right here. And he's actually useful now because he has magic for me since I wasn't full. Okay. Kinda cheap, but I'm inching my way into this because as the boss for this level is basically a giant horde of enemies. And this first guy we could take out by himself just fine, just by going in slowly. And once he's taken out, we move in, and now we got 2 more to face. We would have had to fight 3, but, you know. Again, I have to repeat myself. Take advantage of the enemies in this game with how stupid their AI is. Because they will double team you and take every advantage against you. Now, see, the skeleton just did a running, like, dive with the sword. That is the strongest attack that any enemy can do in the game. And you, for that matter. You can do that as well, and it's your strongest attack. It does the most damage. And I'm going to use magic here to quickly dispose of these guys. Oh man, I had to lose a life. You get 3 lives, and then you have to use a continue, and you get 3 continues in this game. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, the Fiend's path is done. Of course, there's a health guy here. Would have been nice to have not died, so I could have refilled my health at least a little bit. This game does take a score, by the way, and obviously for each time you die, you do lose quite a bit of points over that. The Fiend's path was a great eagle. We are taken across the skies to the castle. Now the final battle begins. So yeah, we're on our way to Death Adder's castle now. Like, we're getting right to the doorstep. Now first off, we're at the head of the eagle here. You want to see enemies kill themselves? Well, if you're better than me, you can actually just get the guys to fall off on their own. But once again, the AI is dumb. It's just, look at this. He would have stayed there as long as I didn't move. Anyway, I'm gonna ram that guy and get him off of that platform there. Okay, that's a little cheap. But, oh well. I'm gonna take this blue dragon now. The regular enemies also have names. I think one of them is called the Henniger, and the other one is it's called something else. I forget. At the end of the game, there's actually like an enemy roll call for the credits. But, yeah, I was better off not having the Bazarian. Because, I mean, especially when you got big groups like this, this is what I'm talking about, how they like to really take advantage of going on both sides of you. But when you're on a Bazarian, they're generally slower than your regular attacking movements, and enemies will take advantage of that and proceed to just gang up on you and take you out. And because you automatically climb on Bazarians when they're standing right next to you, sometimes you can get locked into that. Anyway, now we got 2 bitter guys here, and they're no different. As long as you get them both paired together and you can do the rolling attack, they're pretty easy to take out. Just whatever you do, don't let them... Ah, see, he got too close, and then he took a big swing at me and took a life. And now I have to use a continue, which is going to really screw up my score. And of course, it was the final hit. Anyway, the games are over now. Now it's time to take on Death Adder. He is right here. We are at his door. They're giving us magic because we're in for a fight. But first, of course, we got to deal with some mooks. And we have another giant, and this guy's name is actually General Heartland. And I want to say that's a reference to Fist of the North Star. Because, I mean, if you've ever seen Fist of the North Star, the dude looks like Mr. Hart. Just not as fat. But I could be wrong about that. I don't know if it was an intentional reference to Fist of the North Star or not, but I want to say it is. Anyway, this guy is no problem. A lot of these bosses, you can kind of just get him in a loop. But, okay, now he's dead. Here is Death Adder, and first off, I'm going to start... Of course, one of the skeletons was off screen. I wanted to get rid of these skeletons, because once we get rid of them, Death Adder's very easy. He is not a hard boss at all. He will do that magic attack that will knock you down, and I don't think it takes a full bar of health automatically, But, yeah. And this is why I hate how bosses are handled in this game. Because of stuff like that, they will just keep attacking you while you're trying to attack someone else. And, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Anyway, this is ridiculous. I said the enemies in this game were stupid. The AI is absolutely dumb. See how Death Adder is walking up and down against the wall? He won't attack you. At all. As long as you are in this position and do not move left or right, he will not attack you. So, I've essentially won. And now it's just a matter of me chasing him down and basically just beating the crap out of him until he's dead. Just like that. And with that, we've rescued the king and the princess here. And I guess we win! I don't know if this is the king or not. Take my utmost gratitude for our rescue. I thank you and your courage, for it had rid of Death Adder and hideous plot. Oh my god, that English. But I have a feeling that he might have been taking orders. Yep, we're not done. Come to think of it, not a few times did he disappear into that door. Yeah, in the arcade version, this would have been the end, but no, there is actually a hidden level that is exclusive to the Sega Genesis version. And we will be going on in the next part, the finale. Until then, take care.